Not here. It's not sunny and not 75 just yet, but you just wait on it. It is 6 o'clock on 13 Sunrise this morning. It is Tuesday, and we're glad you're up with us this morning. And I don't know about 75.
Close
but we
to
got
it.
some sunny and 70s on the way, right?
74?
Close enough.
So that's close enough.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody's going to get up to 75 in Indiana today, probably just south of I-70.
Okay.
But it's possible, and I know you don't believe that because it is so chilly outside right now. In fact, Shelbyville is, I think, 24 degrees colder than yesterday this time, but a nice warm up. Hey, that's the good news, and that's what we're going to emphasize. But here's the bad news today. This pollen situation, if you're allergic to tree pollen, I'm so sorry because I wish my news could be better. I think this will drop a little bit by the weekend, but our emerging maple, ash, and birch trees, the pollen's everywhere, and I know that Claritin is my best friend today and probably all the way through the next few days. Okay, enough of that bad news. It is cool outside right now. This is a live camera in Indianapolis and Carmel, where it's 46 in Indy, 43 degrees in Carmel this morning. But wow, what a day we've got ahead. Notice to our west, it's much warmer. Kansas City, for instance, at 59. St. Louis is at 52. And we're going to pick up this southwesterly flow of air during the day today, which will lift these temperatures. But right now, Crawfordsville's dropped to 37. 47 in Shelbyville and 46 in Fishers and Carmel and Pendleton. Noblesville's at 47 while Martinsville is at 45 degrees. I anticipate no rain today, just none. However, there will be rain to our north that will move through northern Illinois. That's the closest this will get. So as you're planning your day out, keep in mind that today our sunrise is at 6:57, so before 7 o'clock that sun will come up. 51 degrees by 9 a.m. We're going with a wonderful high of 74. We'll break down the return to the 80s in a few minutes. But speaking of braking, a lot of brake lights up north for folks trying to avoid this big accident.
Yes, yeah, and we just got an update, and they are going to extend the closure up in Jasper County until 10:30 at least this morning. So that's going to encompass
That's like 6 hours later, right?
It is, yeah. It was supposed to reopen, I believe, around 4:30 this morning.
Yeah.
And now it's been pushed back to 10:30 this morning, and we shall see if even that holds, as this is going to be quite the effort to repair the roadway after that major semi-fire yesterday along this stretch. So this is where 65 southbound is closed. Those are the barricades that are set up. Traffic is being diverted off onto State Road 2. The alternate route here up in Jasper County would be to utilize US 231, take that down to State Road 10, where you can then re-enter 65 southbound. Again, this is well to the north and to the west of the Indianapolis Metro. This is actually where it is closed. So we're talking north of Lafayette, north of White County, up in that zone. Good news here around the Metro, though. Everything is pretty quiet around that 465 loop and beyond, but we'll keep you posted if we see any local issues develop.
Maybe some of those neighborhoods can heal, and when I say heal, I mean get back to having mostly homeowners and put that cap on those rental properties.
Well, this morning, the Fishers City Council is officially putting a limit on the number of rental homes in neighborhoods. The council voted with bipartisan support, and this comes after concerns of out-of-state investors buying up an already limited home inventory.
For years, large rental companies have been buying up single-family homes and renting them out. According to the Wall Street Journal, between 2016 and 2021, roughly 10% of the city's homes were purchased by companies. Matthew Foltz is in this morning in Fishers. And what do we know about that vote and what people are saying about it this morning?
Well, yeah, that we know that this was a unanimous vote by Fishers City Council, and now it will put a cap on the number of rentals that can be in neighborhoods here in Fishers. So if you own rental property here in the city of Fishers, you'll have to register that home right away with the city. Now, those who fail to do so, the city says you could face a $250 fine. Now, that ordinance also will now put that cap of rental homes in neighborhoods at 10%. But rentals that were set up before December 31st of last year, those will be grandfathered in. So the mayor tells us that right now, about 20 to 40% of rental homes in specific neighborhoods fall under that grandfathered in category. Now, Jalea and Julia, city councilors, also spoke at last night's meeting saying that this is something that they will be taking a look at over the next several years to see if it does work. They say if it doesn't, that's something they'll have to probably revisit in the later years. But really right now is just to kind of see how this will all play out over the next few years.
Well, as for renters, Matthew, what do they have to do to actually prepare for this new ordinance as it takes effect?
Yeah, so the mayor says that right now they're creating a new system that will be on the city's website. So rentals will be able to go on the website, register that home, and then home buyers or home renter seekers, I should say, they'll be able to go on there in real time and see when a home is available for rent. And as far as the 10% cap goes, we're told that will take effect on January 1st. And Jalea and Julia, a lot of people have many concerns over this new ordinance, so you'll hear more from them coming up at 6:30.
All right, Matthew, thank you. And we do want to let you know the rental cap proposals also have the attention of lawmakers. So they're considering an amendment to block cities like Fishers and Carmel from putting these rental limits into effect. House Bill 1389 would also prevent communities from passing rules on what kind of vehicles or equipment people could buy and have in their yards.
And this morning, we're still working to learn what led to a deadly shooting outside of an apartment complex on the north side. Police tell us they got a call around 6:30 last night at the Hub at Nora Apartments. That's near 86 and College, right across the street from Northview Middle School. There, investigators say they found a person dead at the scene. Right now, we do know police detained a person in connection with this shooting. We've reached out to see if any official arrests have yet been made.
New details this morning about an Easter morning shooting that left a 15-year-old seriously hurt in Lawrence. Right now, we know an 18-year-old is under arrest. An investigator said that 18-year-old caught several teens allegedly breaking into his girlfriend's car at the M Club Apartments. Well, that 18-year-old says that he and his girlfriend had just got back from a party and were leaving to go to a gas station. And that's when that man witnessed several teens by the car wearing masks. It scared him, and that's when he says he started shooting.
Anytime you have a shooting where somebody was responding to something that was, a criminal act happening to them or against them, you're looking back at it and saying, all right, in this situation, would have a reasonable person acted this way or not?
Well, according to documents, the 18-year-old said that he, quote, was in fear for his life and fired off around 10 shots.
This morning, the world continues to mourn the passing of Pope Francis as tributes pour in from around the world.
Pope Francis is not only being remembered as a man of God, but as a man of the people. This is new video this morning showing the Pope lying in state at the Vatican. We're learning that the Pope died of a stroke and heart failure. His residence has been sealed off, which starts the mourning process. However, the Pope lived in a smaller suite in the Vatican guest house.
The Eiffel Tower lit up over the city in honor of the pontiff. The White House also ordered flags to be flown at half-staff here in the U.S. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump say they will attend his funeral in the coming days.
We also know there will be a mass for Pope Francis on Thursday at noon.
The Indianapolis Archdiocese will celebrate by Archbishop Charles Thompson at St. Peter and Paul Cathedral in downtown Indianapolis. You might remember yesterday, or years ago rather, Pope Francis traveled to the U.S. on his first visit. Hundreds of Hoosiers and thousands of Americans all traveled across the U.S. to be in D.C. and Philadelphia just for a chance to see the Pope.
One man, David DeLaca, was among them, and he says that Francis was humble and kind.
He was a pope concentrated on showing the world love, caring for the most vulnerable. Could see his love for the people, during our visit. Just someone that truly cares for each human soul.
Well, many of the people from Indiana who made that trip have similar sentiments. They say they still talk about those moments. Well, former Indiana Senator Joe Donnelly worked with Pope Francis when Donnelly served as a U.S. ambassador to Holy See. Donnelly appeared on the Today Show yesterday morning and talked about that time. He shared some of his memories of the lighter moments he shared with the Pope.
He was very funny. He loved soccer. He loved Argentinian soccer. When we went to see him as I was leaving Rome to come back home, we have a little granddaughter, and he went up to her and he looked, smiled, opened his hand, and it was filled with candy, and he laughed. I mean, he was a very, very kind soul. But what people don't always know.
Right now on WTHR Plus, extended coverage of Pope Francis' death. You can see more from his 2015 trip to the U.S. and also countless stories about the legacy he leaves behind. You can download our free streaming app just to watch it all right now on your TV. Ahead this morning on the Today Show, they are live from the Vatican to honor the life and legacy of Pope Francis. Coverage begins right here on Channel 13 in about 45 minutes.
Your time right now is 6:10. This heads up is for drivers on the northeast side, as NDOT now says they will start enforcement efforts of its safe zones. Well, this project is about 2 weeks away from enforcement. We're talking about I-465 and I-69. So far, NDOT has already sent about 90,000 notices warning drivers about their speed in this area. So now drivers in that area going 11 miles over will receive a violation notice, and signs will be posted alerting drivers about the cameras in use. They've been up for a couple weeks now, but the first violation is a warning. The second is a $75 ticket, and that third ticket will double the fine. It goes up to $150 after that.
Well, we are getting ready for Game 2 of the NBA playoffs first round at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
The Pacers are taking on the Milwaukee Bucks again. They got off to a hot start in Game 1, beating the Bucks 117-98 at home, Gainbridge Fieldhouse on Saturday. And now they're keeping that momentum going, or trying to, in Game 2.
Head coach Rick Carlisle and the guys, they say they know it will take everything they've got to win and advance. Tip-off is tonight at 7 o'clock at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Go Pacers. We'll be right back.